Okay, so good morning, good day, good evening, good whatever the fuck. So, as you can see, I just got out of the shower, my hair is all fucked up. But today I gotta do a whole replan of my future because me and Haddad had a conversation and he brought some things down for me, which, to be honest, make a lot more sense than what the fuck I was trying to do. So, yeah, any case. Right now, the main problem is I am just a video editor. The amount of money I make is specifically tied to how much time I spend video editing plus using my one employee. And yeah, the funny thing is, I just had this conversation right now. I filmed this video already, but midway through, I had to do some business stuff, so I'm starting over again. So I'm trying to remember what I talked about before. So yeah, don't mind the jazz in the background. I've realized that it kind of helps me think a little bit. I don't know why. Usually I'm a guy who likes to do everything in pure silence, but maybe today is a different day. I don't know if the microphone can even pick up the music, but yeah. Anyways, this is the whiteboard. I kind of already filmed a similar video to this, not just this, but one yesterday, but it was complete dog shit. So yeah, I never actually uploaded it. So this is basically the plan. Actually, I don't think you can even see it. Let me just. Man, I fucking love having a standing desk. So I think now you should be able to see everything. Yeah. So anyway, let me just sit down. And now you can't see me. But whatever. Point being, my main objective, I guess, was literally this was August. I'm already like past that. Now September, I'm gonna have to redo some things. But point is, September is gonna be a decent month actually. 5k around that area. That's how much I'm gonna be earning, like profit for me at least. So that's cool. Total revenue about 8k, which is cool, I guess, because like, that's pretty close to 10k a month. But 10k a month, I want 10k a month profit, not 10k a month revenue, because otherwise it just doesn't make any fucking sense. So yeah, the main problem I had with was this part here, the ads and the new clients. This stuff right here, I talked to him, and he said, yeah, keep that YouTube, all that shit. It's super powerful, super great in today's age. I don't know why, like, you're not doing it. You could be so further ahead if I were to just like, actually take my personal brand seriously. You know what? Let me just raise this even lower, because now that I'm sitting, it doesn't really matter. And yeah, that should be good. So I put some things down, and also another thing, a huge problem that I completely oversighted was systems. Now, the problem with systems, let me turn the music down a little bit. The systems part is I completely fucking ignored it, to be honest. I just did everything myself or whatever because I thought that was faster, but I never really felt like I had the time to like sit down and just create a system for me that like helps me longer in the future. So yeah, I'm gonna have to think of some systems to do, because right now I need to figure out the problems with my time, because I have not made any content at all. I've scripted some videos and I plan to film them, but I never got around to doing them because I've just been doing other shit like this project and other client work. And the problem with that is because, well, now that my time for first time in my life is actually valuable, and I need to think carefully about like how I use it. I say that after yesterday, I literally spent about, I don't know, 5 hours playing Rust, and I rage quit. So yeah, but yesterday I just had to take a day off. It was mind-numbingly draining. But now I feel a lot better. I feel a lot more, what's the word? Present or more relaxed today. I got some other things I want to do to relax, but you know what I mean. So yeah, let me quickly go through the notes before I start yapping. Team building, but that's later. Do long form. Yeah, basically, before I do this ad stuff, while I learn this shit from Cami within the 6 months, I should focus on doing YouTube funnels. Now, the problem is, I do know the theory of YouTube funnels, but I've actually, now bear with me, I have never actually had a solid strategy to implement with clients. Most of them were on the go improvised bullshit, and I was like, yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. The fuck it was. Half the time I didn't even know what I was doing, but medically it kind of worked. So at least for one decent client, the rest of them was kind of So yeah, point is, I'm gonna have to do a lot more research on YouTube funnels, how this stuff works. And actually, there is one guy that I've chatted with before who does understand YouTube funnels pretty well, and I'm gonna, try to learn some shit from him. maybe if it's possible, I could arrange me learning the stuff directly from him through a coaching or something. So, yeah. Anyways, point is, before I do the ads, which is a pretty big jump, I gotta do some sort of YouTube funnel because that is a good way to implement ads into that entire system. If I want to focus on YouTube instead of just on YouTubers instead of just going for these giant companies, so that's the big split. Now, what he told me about the YouTubers makes a lot more sense to me because I have no idea how to get these companies. I don't even know what type of business specifically I want to get into because Cami does, the guy I'm learning ads from, he does direct to consumer. Basically, it means product and people buy the product instead of like info products or whatever. It's straight from just like physical shit that those are the companies. He knows the strategy for that. But to be honest, there's a lot of problems there that I genuinely do not want to deal with. I do not want to be looking for UGC creators. I do not want to be managing the UGC creators. I just find it a huge fucking hassle. I would much rather work one-on-one with like a YouTuber or somebody who's selling info products online because it's their personal brand and it's a lot easier and I have a lot more control over the end product because I just tell them what to say, how to say it, all this type of shit. And yeah, it's also it's part of an ecosystem that I already understand, which is YouTube and finance, YouTube and credit and shit like that. But the problem is with credit, there's, well, actually no, that's not really that big of a problem. Never mind, ignore what I was about to just say. So yeah, point is that is the plan. So this ad stuff is gonna be integrated into getting new clients for a YouTube funnel for specifically their product. Now, I'm going to have to ask some more questions about how to price these types of things because right now I've just been pricing per video, which is just a purely video editing perspective on this shit. But I want to get into the exponential sales and stuff. That means I'm going to be after taking percentages from VSLs, from building their site or whatever. I don't really feel like building their site. But yeah, but point is I don't really feel like doing that. Also, I have to remove this part entirely. I don't even know why I still have it because I'm pretty much done with them. This one video, they just like, they don't answer me about it. So truthfully, I think I'm just gonna send them the invoice and call it a fucking day because at this point I'm just getting sick of it. Cami, this, and also another client that this project right now. I recently we're gonna be having a meeting tomorrow. But I did get a message from Davis, the guy who hired me for this project, and he's saying that the next ones are in November and January. The thing is, that's assuming that we're going to be taking on that, because he just said when the next ones are coming. That doesn't mean we're going to be taking on the project. Hopefully we will, because that'll be good money for the end of the year and also for my friends and editors. So that's going to be pretty cool. Social media and personal brand. I want to make more content geared towards video editors and coaching other video editors, although I don't actually want to coach all that many video editors. I just said video editor a lot of times, so let me explain. Point is, I talked with Haddad, and he did break it down, and it was kind of a shiny item syndrome, because one thing I learned now is he actually doesn't even edit any videos. He stopped editing videos somewhat recently, actually, because he was just too busy coaching other video editors. And there was some drama involved, some other guy, I don't really want to go into it. But point being, he doesn't edit videos anymore. And he literally just teaches other video editors how to do it. Now, I thought that was pretty cool because most of it was like, oh, how hard could it be talking to people? But then he broke it down. He broke down his schedule. He broke how many people he's talking to daily. He talked about it. He was like, you know what? That sounds miserable because I'm not a social person. I don't really like talking to people that much. I am literally going in, like people will think I'm probably insane because I am talking to myself on a camera, on a whiteboard, on a summer, on a fucking warm sunshine fucking day outside. People right now are either drinking, going out with their friends or whatever. I'm sitting here in my room talking to myself on a camera, looking at a fucking whiteboard. So yeah. Point being, I'm not very social, so I will find that pretty difficult. And also, when you have to give good advice, it actually takes a lot of your mental power. Like seriously, it takes so much mental power to understand everybody's individual like circumstance and give them actual advice. And even if you give them advice, that does not mean they're gonna do it. You have to keep checking up on them, like, yo, how's it doing? How you been? Like, what's the progress on this? Like, oh, you haven't done anything. Why is that? Oh, then they have to battle their own excuses. You literally have to fight for them to win. And that's why they get paid a lot. And then I break it down on the hours. It's like, you know what? The amount of hours this involves, the amount of brain power, it's about the same as editing. So, like, would I rather just do editing or would I rather talk to people and be super fucking exhausted? I was like, you know what? I already don't like sales calls all that much because, well, even though every single sales call I go on nowadays is really short, previously I did so many fucking things wrong looking back on it. My average call was about an hour, which is crazy because they're supposed to be like 20 minutes. Last sales call I had with a brand new client was 8 minutes, and 3 of those minutes we just spent talking about like where we're living and like, you know, like just tea chatter. Like, I don't know what the word for it is. Like, you don't really go into any details, just like talking about, oh, how's the weather over there, blah blah blah, some shit like that. So the actual sales call was like 5 minutes. So yeah. Anyways, why am I even talking about this? Point is, sales calls, blah, 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 all that just ties in. I need to get more fucking clients and I need to make a new offer for a YouTube thumbnail. Not a YouTube thumbnail, a YouTube funnel. Now, the thing is, the funnel is kind of complicated in a way that, like, how the fuck do I price it? How do I adjust it? How do I even do it? Because I do know the fundamentals. I have never actually had any real experience with it, so I can wing it. And point being, I have to create some sort of offer that is more solid than increase retention, get more views, get more people in. So, yeah. I know how to grow social media accounts like YouTube and Instagram, shit like that. I know how to do that. I have no idea how to actually get solid sales into, like, from the videos if I don't have control over the script and so on. So yeah, and also how the fuck do I find these people with big enough budgets? Because most of the people right now, they fall into the 1 to 2K per month category. I know how to find those people, but I want to find the people who pay me like fucking 4K a month, 3K a month, just from one person. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that, and if I can bring enough value to them in like, oh, how many customers they're getting, and just break down the math, then it's possible. And I do have a couple of leads. So what I'm gonna do is figure out my offer. That's gonna be the main objective that I'm gonna have to do. Today I'm actually just planning this shit out. Planning the shit that I'm gonna have to do. So number one is figure out, research, and understand a YouTube funnel that I can implement. So, to be honest, I just need to rehash the theory and mold it a bit to my clientele. So, yeah, that's one thing. Number two is go through my fucking... actually, let me just write this down. I'm gonna have to redraw this entire fucking thing, to be honest. So... okay, so... So, yeah, pretty much this is what I got, what I cooked up, I guess. You maybe saw in the video, my mom came in quickly, she had to pick up something. But yeah, pretty much this is it. This is the plan. I have rebuilt it, and to be honest, now that I've cleaned it up, it looks a lot more simpler than I originally thought. I moved some things around, so I put more focus onto the middle, which is, instead of the ads, is just client acquisition. VEC, that's video editing clients. That's pretty much that. Content, 4 videos per month, long form, and reposting them on X, as long as also with those re-edits pretty much. Also IG, making some shorts on there. That's gonna be outsourced to my probably newest editor. I'm gonna have a call with him next week. Tayo, that's the guy I talked about before. He wants a job and I'm gonna give him one, and he's not that expensive. And also the video editing for these shorts is gonna be super fucking simple. There's nothing much there, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to film some B-roll probably in my new office. Reposting them on TikTok too. Yeah, I'll probably have some sort of system to make that happen. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, client-wise, this was kind of a shock to me actually. I did the revenue count, and it's actually more than 8k. I thought it was gonna be barely 8k, but apparently not. It's 8.6k, 8.7k, almost 9k. What is almost 9k? Do you know what is almost 9k? That's almost 10k. Almost 10k a month, which is fucking crazy because literally August it was 3k, so basically more than doubled my income in like a month. This one project did it for me. But here's the fucking thing. That is revenue. That is not profit. That is revenue. So profit wise, I did the math about 5k, which I was right there. So yeah, but the cool part is this part right here. I only had to manage these people. This was not time intensive. Well, it was time intensive, but in theory it should not be as time intensive in the future. The biggest problem was that my guys literally just well, it was their number one. A good chunk of them was their first ever time actually video editing for like professionally. Second, they had no experience with this project either, and so did I. And most of the problems happened not because they were struggling, but literally because the client kept on having delays, which was a bit unfortunate. So I did have a message from, well, we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow, but I did have a message from Davis, the guy who hired me for this project, is that we're probably gonna have more of these types of projects. And he already told me the months, which is gonna be November and January, if I remember correctly, around the time where everyone's graduating and so on. So yeah, that's pretty much that about the client side, which is kind of fucking crazy. It's kind of surreal, but to be honest, I don't really feel much about it. Hitting 10k a month, that would be crazy. If I can pull that shit off till end of the year, I'll be pretty fucking happy. So yeah, point is, I made 2k from this deal, and I'm gonna use a part of my 2k to pay my editor in cash because he wants to be paid in cash instead of what's the word? Fucking instead of just like digitally, but I'm gonna have a talk with him about it because it's not a sustainable long-term thing. I'm gonna have to pay him digitally anyways. So point being, with the money that I got from this project, I already decided it's gonna be funny money. I'm not gonna seriously try to fucking invest it or whatever. It's just funny enough, I do want to get back into investing. I want to start putting my money to work, not in the sense of like what's the best way I can put it. Not in the sense that I want to make money from my investments. It's just that my money's sitting around. I might as well just like put it in some sort of investment and build up the habit of investing instead of just leaving it in my account, that's what I'm doing right now. Also, another thing, I'm gonna have to do some bit of research with my accountant to talk about it, but maybe if I can put the money in an investment account that isn't on my account at the end of the year, I can tax deduct it. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. I have to talk to my accountant about that. So yeah, I have to do a lot of things about my accountant because I still have some questions about having employees and having them a part of my thing. And having them on payroll, or I'm just gonna have them as an external service and they pay their own taxes, which is gonna be a lot more convenient for me. I just don't know if I can do that legally. If not, I'm gonna have to figure a different way of paying them, because apparently I did not know this, but at least on Wise, I had to put money on Wise and then pay people with it. Like for the fucking coaching I had with Haddad, that's what I had to do, and I thought Stripe worked the same way, that I can pay Stripe invoices with my Stripe money. But apparently I can't do that. I'm gonna check if I can do that on Wise. If I can't do that on Wise, that's gonna be the main way I'm gonna be paying my employees. So yeah, maybe that's gonna how I'm gonna be receiving payments. If I can set up invoices and everything else the right way, then yes, maybe I'm gonna have to switch my payment processor as well. So yeah, that's that. I'm mostly excited about this content stuff. This stuff, I do want to get back into content, but I have no idea how to do it. And there's multiple reasons I keep putting it off. Number one, I feel clueless. I have scripted some videos, but the thing is, like, they're not particularly good. But you know what I mean. And also another thing about my self-conscious fucking thing. I have been eating like shit for these past couple of days because of this project and so on. And you can tell by my face, like, I mean, I got like this here, I got it here, and I have like a really bad. I mean, honestly, now that I look at it, it's not that bad on camera. But point is, this entire part of my face is just swelling like hell, and I just took my Tavagil, so I hope I'm gonna be fine. But hopefully, till next week, Saturday, which is when I'm planning to film some content, I can finally like fix my fucking skin. Because I feel greasy, I feel pretty like horrible on camera. But right now I don't care because this is going on my private archive. Well, it's not private; it's public archive. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, also some things about the site. The site, I have completely forgotten about it. I honestly, but when I was doing this, I was like, oh right, I have a fucking website. Because when I was doing this, like, oh, I have to bring them down a funnel. I need to build a website. I was like, wait a minute, I already have a website. I completely forgot I had it. So yeah, I have to update the site and I have to update the VSO. The VSO, I really need to update it because, truth be told, it was kind of shit. Honestly, it wasn't that bad, at least editing wise and so on. But I didn't have a clear cut, like numbers down offer because back then I didn't really. I still don't have a proper offer, but my offer was really dependent on each individual. So we just opened a call and then I figured out the offer then on the spot. But now, since I'm doing a YouTube funnel and so on, I'll need to give them a more specific way, like on what the fuck we're doing. So yeah, point is, I'm gonna have to refilm the VSO. I'm gonna have to do a lot of filming. So I'm probably gonna film the VSO here in my apartment because before I had to film it at August Kultūrcentrs, where I used to work, because I just didn't have a good enough place where to do it. But now I do. I even have a fancy fucking. You can't see it. Give me a second. And you can see it right there, a play button. So this thing right here. So yeah, I can use that to flex and build a bit of social proof. Also, I need to get some testimonials from the people I've been working with. That would be Cami, Stefan Smith, and maybe even Wild Monkey, even though we're stopping the Wild Monkey project. I'd like to have some video testimonials specifically, and so on. So yeah, I still need a response on the last video, but the thing is they're not responding to me and I haven't gotten any updates. So let me double check, just in case. Maybe they, for some godforsaken reason, have sent me something and I haven't seen anything. Let me check my inbox. Usually I get an email or something that... let me check. Yeah, that was a day ago, and there's still nothing. So I'm pretty sure this project is over. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm just gonna tell them, like, look, I haven't received anything, haven't heard anything. I'm just gonna send you the invoice, and then I'm gonna ask for the testimony on like how it has been working with me, blah blah blah. I need to like update my testimonials. I need to see some client wins and so on, something that I can prove. A solid, like maybe hopefully hop on a call with Stefan, give me a short testimonial. The thing about me for testimonials, and I remember when I'm gonna have a call with Haddad, the interview, where he's gonna basically use my face as marketing material. I have no real reason of doing it, except I just want to understand what questions he asks and what is the best way to do it. But the thing is, my philosophy around testimonials is really simple. It's not the best way for business, but it's just like in my heart, I think that's the right way to do it, at least. It's like, I just tell them to say the things that they genuinely genuinely were helped with. I'm not gonna tell them like this is the script, read it from your mouth, and that's gonna be my testimonial. Like, no, just say the things that you genuinely. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I can give them suggestions about like if they really have no idea, which is a bad sign, because if your client has no idea what to thank you for, then that already tells you that you're not a valuable service to them, where they just take everything for granted. But you get my idea. So, point being, I don't know what the point is, but anyways, so I have the plan out. Now I just need to... Well, my camera just died, so that's awesome. Anyway, that's enough for now. See you.